Fans flocked to Minnesota on Sunday, dressed in Caitlin Clark apparel to cheer on the Indiana Fever. They were treated to a Fever upset of the first-place Minnesota Lynx, led by a strong effort from Aaliyah Boston. The Fever recovered from a 60-53 deficit in the fourth quarter, outscoring the Lynx by 14 points for an 81-74 victory. And during this match, Caitlin Clark set a negative record, but also come closer to breaking another positive record. She also showed Team USA's coach firsthand what she is capable and what she will be missing during the Olympics. Caitlin also had some words for the coach after the game and didn't hold back. The win was the Fever's 8th in 12 games, as they improved from 3 wins and 10 losses to 11 wins and 14 losses to work towards the playoffs. Meanwhile, the Lynx dropped to 16 wins and 8 losses, half a game behind the rising Las Vegas Aces for first place in the Western Conference. It wasn't strictly a pro-Fever audience, but there were plenty of fans at the sold-out Target Center who supported the team. So much so that Lynx and Team USA coach Cheryl Reeve was asked about the expected surge of Fever supporters before the game. When questioned about the expected applause for the road team, she said the following: "I don't give 2 shits, Reeve said. Not even 1 shit. Well, Reeve, you probably should have given a shit, just like you, our viewer, should give one about us. So why don't you dunk that subscribe button and help us reach 1,000 subs? Thank you." The predictions about a crazy away crowd came true pregame as Clark worked her way through the crowd, signing autographs for supporters wearing Fever and Clark shirts. As soon as Clark grabbed the ball on the opening point, Indiana fans sang their support. The Fever then took a 20-19 lead in the first quarter, and the game was tied at 38 at halftime. Minnesota then grabbed control in the third quarter, with Clark struggling from the field. Clark scored 7 points in the first 3 quarters, and the Lynx led 60-53 heading into the fourth. But the Fever dominated the fourth quarter, outscoring the Lynx 28-14 in the last 10 minutes. Clark began the fourth quarter with a 3-pointer before giving the Fever a 67-65 lead with a driving layup with less than 7 minutes go. With 2:54 remaining, the Fever seized the lead for good, 73-71, onto a Boston layup assisted by Clark. When Clark was fouled in the waning seconds of Indiana's victory, Fever supporters erupted. Boston led Indiana's offense with 17 points, 16 rebounds, 2 assists, and 4 blocks. Kelsey Mitchell led the Fever in scoring with 21 points. Caitlin Clark struggled throughout the first 3 quarters of Sunday's game against the Minnesota Lynx. Fortunately, there was a fourth. Caitlin Clark had 17 points and 6 assists to help the Indiana Fever win back-to-back games and remain in the WNBA playoff race. Clark scored 10 of her 17 points in the fourth quarter, leading the Indiana Fever to an 81-74 victory over the Lynx. Indiana outscored Minnesota 28-14 in the fourth quarter, with Clark leading the way with an outstanding offensive performance. Kelsey Mitchell led the Fever in scoring with 21 points, while Aaliyah Boston's 17 points, a career-high 16 rebounds, and 4 blocks helped the Fever finish strong and clinch another victory. Alana Smith and Bridget Carlton led the Lynx in scoring with 18 and 17 points respectively, and a late Kayla McBride 3-pointer kept the home team in the game, but the Fever eventually held on for a comfortable victory. Speaking after the game, Clark, who played her first WNBA game in Minneapolis against a Lynx squad coached by Cheryl Reeve, the head of the U.S. women's national team, said the Olympics are still a dream, despite being controversially kept out of this year's games in Paris. "That's what you dream of as a young kid, getting to represent your country," Clark recalled. "And obviously, me and Boston, having the experience of playing for the junior national team, we know how fun that is and how cool that is to wear USA across your chests." However, she stated that she is still focused on improving as a player. "It gives you something to work for, something to dream for. Also, I feel like I can continue to get a lot better, and for me, that's my main focus, and that's what excites me the most going forward." Clark's turnaround of form in the fourth quarter, helping her team regain the lead, was impressive to say the least. It shows her character that even when things are not going well at first, she's even able to turn up in the last quarter to make the difference. This display led in some wonderful replies on social media, highlighting some of her astounding stats this season. Caitlin Clark in the fourth quarter, 10 points, 2 assists, 2 rebounds, 1 steal, and 1 ankle breaker. Caitlin Clark's assists per season, 2022, led NCAA 2023, led NCAA 2024, led NCAA 2024, leading WNBA with 7.8 assists per game. In the last 8 days, Caitlin Clark and the Indiana Fever have beaten 3 teams with 7 Team USA players and the Olympic coach. When they named the Olympic team, I could accept the argument that Caitlin Clark wasn't among the 12 best WNBA players. It was arguable, right? But at this point, she's definitely top 12, top 10, even better than that. Caitlin Clark clapping in Minnesota and asking the Road Fever fans to make more noise as they're winning in the closing seconds. Direct shot at dopey Lynx coach who snubbed Clark from Olympic team and made dumb comment about Fever today. Clark's presence on the floor has been the primary trigger for the turnaround. The #1 overall pick entered Sunday with 5 consecutive double-doubles, establishing herself as probably the finest passer in the WNBA during her debut season. Clark had only 6 assists on Sunday, her lowest total in over a month, but her determination to win paid off in the 4th as a scorer. Clark has yet to consistently score 25 points like she did at Iowa, but her progress in her rookie season has been remarkable. The Fever will play their final game before the WNBA All-Star/Olympic break on Wednesday in Dallas against the Wings. When she finished, Clark tossed her shoes to a fan in the stands. Throughout the WNBA season, fans have felt the Clark effect. It will only get better as the Fever continue to turn their season around. This game also meant that Minnesota Lynx head coach Cheryl Reeve was set to get a first-hand look at Indiana Fever rookie Caitlin Clark as she was snubbed from the USA Basketball Women's Olympic roster, and could feel the Caitlin Clark effect on the WNBA for real this time. Reeve is the national team's head coach, and he was among those heavily criticized for leaving Clark off the squad despite her limited WNBA experience. ESPN's Myron Medcalf claimed that before the Lynx faced the Fever, he asked Reeve about Clark's potential national team appearances. Reeve looked to sneer at the question. "Why the hell would I answer a national team question?" Reeve stated. "I'm wearing Lynx, and I'm the head coach of the national team, but I'm not the chair of the committee. Anybody want to venture into anything else?" Reeve also minimized the so-called Clark effect at Target Center, which was clearly the incorrect decision as her team lost. At the start, I also mentioned that record. Well, let's dive in. During the Fame, Caitlin Clark was criticized for her weak first 3 quarters. Despite helping her team win the game, Clark set a new WNBA record for the most turnovers in a single season, a forgettable performance that the skeptics had to capitalize on. Clark's day was not without accomplishments, however. After handing out 6 more assists against Minnesota, the 22-year-old sensation broke WNBA great Sue Bird's record for the 2nd most assists by a rookie in a single season. It's an incredible accomplishment, no doubt, which is why Clark was asked to comment on it at her post-game news conference. However, the Fever star's reaction to her most recent achievement was rather cool. "Not really. Probably something I won't remember," Clark responded when asked if it meant more to her that she achieved her latest milestone in Minneapolis. "I don't know, it's cool. Yep." That's simply Clark being brutally honest with you. With so many records already under her belt, and many more to come, this one doesn't really move the needle for the Fever superstar. She now only needs 32 more assists this season to break the rookie record of 225 assists set by Ticha Penicheiro in 1998 in 30 games. To break this record, Clark will have 15 more games to do so, and with her 7.8 assist average, she'll surely reach this way before the end of the season. Will she break this record? And will Cheryl Reeve come to regret not taking Clark to the Olympics? What do you think? Let me know your thoughts in the comments down below. And don't forget to subscribe for more WNBA news.